The great forests of West Africa hold many secrets. Deep within the emerald canopy, among the rustling leaves and the chorus of insects, lives one of our closest living relatives, the chimpanzee. We have watched them for decades, their intricate social lives, their tool use, and their complex communication. They have been hiding a surprising habit. Some have developed a taste for a drink. This is not a drink from a crystal-clear stream, but a fermented liquid from fruits, raffia palm sap. Imagine chimpanzees gathering as dusk settles. Their pub, the forest floor, using a crushed leaf sponge, a chimpanzee happy hour. To understand this remarkable behavior, scientists had to move beyond simple observation. It was not enough to see the chimpanzees drinking, they needed to know exactly what they were consuming. A dedicated team of researchers from Oxford Brookes University Primate Research Institute at Kyoto University. For nearly 2 decades, they watched the chimpanzees of Bossou, Guinea. They recorded which individuals drank, for how long they drank, the methods they used. This painstaking work was essential to building a clear picture of this extraordinary jungle tradition. The researchers collected samples of the palm sap directly from the containers the chimpanzees were using. They then used standard laboratory techniques to analyze its composition. The results were quite surprising. The sap's alcohol content varied, but it averaged around 3.1% alcohol by volume, comparable to a weak beer, a light cider. Sometimes, however, the fermentation process was more advanced, and the sap could reach up to 6.9% ABV, similar to a strong craft ale. They estimated that an adult male chimpanzee could drink up to 85 milliliters of pure alcohol in a day, equivalent to a human drinking about 1.5 pints of strong beer or nearly a full bottle of lager. This discovery breathes new life into a compelling but long-debated idea known as the drunken monkey hypothesis. First proposed by Dr. Robert Dudley of UC Berkeley, this theory suggests our attraction to alcohol is an evolutionary advantage. Millions of years ago, primates began to associate the scent of ethanol with ripe, sugar-rich fruit. In a dense forest with fierce competition, smelling fermenting fruit from a distance was a powerful survival tool. Ethanol acted as a fragrant beacon, guiding ancestors to a quick calorie boost. Those better at finding fermenting fruit had more energy, reproduced more, and passed on genes. Over generations, this formed a genetic predisposition, a built-in preference for ethanol. Wild fruits usually have very low alcohol, often under 1%. The prize was high-energy sugars in overripe pulp. Our modern love of a glass of wine or a pint of beer may be an echo of that strategy. The Bossou chimpanzees provide a living example. It is important to emphasize one key point: the chimpanzees are not getting drunk. While they consume a significant amount of alcohol, their large body mass and efficient metabolism likely prevent them from feeling the intoxicating effects. No stumbling, no loss of coordination, no uninhibited or aggressive behavior. The primary motivation for this behavior appears to be caloric intake. It contains simple sugars from the sap itself, plus the alcohol, which is also calorie-dense. For an animal that spends its day foraging, this is an incredibly efficient way to fuel up. Drinking sessions are often communal. While there can be some competition for access to the sap containers, the activity is generally peaceful. Individuals may sit near each other, taking turns with their leaf sponges. This shared experience could help to strengthen the bonds within the troop. In human societies, sharing food and drink is a fundamental way we build relationships and affirm our connections to one another. It is fascinating to consider that a similar dynamic might be at play in the forests of Guinea. This research holds up a mirror to our own species and our complex history with alcohol. If our closest living relatives actively seek out and consume alcohol, it is highly probable that our shared ancestor did so as well. It could help explain why some people are more genetically predisposed to alcohol use disorders. If our ancestors evolved a preference for ethanol as a food cue, that ancient wiring may still be present in our modern brains. Sadly, these windows into our past are closing. Chimpanzees today face grave threats from habitat loss. Protecting these magnificent apes is not just a matter of conservation, it is a matter of preserving our own history. Their survival is, in a very real sense, tied to our own self-understanding.